sections of wonderful players are going to take solos, except me, because I am very lazy about learning music, and including MCs. MCs are going to do a cadenza. It's going to be great piece. I like this piece a lot too.
Hopped off the dog, star off to the leash. Just the mark on the walk with the mark and the beast. Across the heads on Charlie, I got the release. Marquis, you got me naughty and all on the streets. I'm hollering like the authorities and not the police. Stop calling on the block and get my coffee and knees. Then you got it with the talk about it, not the police. Riches in your heart and all of your teeth like cheese. So funny. Talking about can I bring you back some money? I'ma bring you back to something we can keep back to jumpy. You can lean back, relax, he that love me. Bring back the love that was deep for the uglies. Like hey there, lover, could you bring back some money? And all that they do when you keep acting touchy, we can play sweet music, not just bring back the jumpy. Get ready, stay steady. Hold on, they wanna come back. Get ready, stay steady. Hold on, they wanna come get back. Get ready, hold on, get ready, stay steady.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Phillip Siddiq Show. In our continuing concert series, we just experienced something we saw at the Art and Soul Festival this year, so we had to hook up with this guy right here because, I mean, it was just fabulous. We're at Yoshi's on location, so he's going to tell us the name of the band, the ensemble, because I'll mess it up.
It's Ensemble Miknawoooj. Miknawoooj.
See, I wouldn't have got that right. So how you doing, man? First of all, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
Now tell us about your music.
Well, I call it hybrid music, but essentially it's a hip-hop music with classical techniques injected, meaning that I use, you know, like counterpoint and harmony and things like that I was trained, and I write hip-hop music with it. So.
Hold on. That seems like some people dichotomy. Korean guy writing hip-hop music.
Well, I think that here there's this idea of subculture that is related to music, but I grew up in Korea. I came here when I was 20 years old, and I never had that kind of idea. I took whatever that was better to me and then used it and used it to sort of enrich myself and like seek out some new things, because what is the point of living if there's no diversity, you know? So.
Yeah, good point, good point. Now, your band, the ensemble, is very diverse. How do you audition for them? Because they play on point, and you look so mild until you get up, and then you just take control of everything.
Well, I guess it's deceptive look, but you know, I mean, you gotta make sure that the result is great. However, my group is excellent, so I don't do too much. I just trust them a lot. So, and I audition them by referral mainly because, you know, I went to SF Conservatory for my master's, and I met a lot of players through there. And I mean, they know each other, so I get a lot of referrals. So, yeah.
Now, the song that I know Christopher said you might not play was "We Conquer." How did you put that together? Because I listened to that song 20 times before I came in. Of all the songs, that's the one I like the most.
Well, that's a song that I was kind of experimenting with this Baroque form called concerto grosso, which means that just like big band, you know, there's like an ensemble and number of group solos, and then it comes back to the, you know, response of that. So I took that idea and wrote a hip-hop piece. So.
Very effective. We have to say very effective. Now, where will you be next? What's your next performance before we get into other questions?
So we are going into Yerba Buena Center for the Arts for their 21st anniversary concert called Classic Hip Hop, 93 version. So I have finished 6 pieces from, you know, classic hip hop tracks of 1993, 3 pieces from 36 Chambers, and then 3 pieces from Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style album. So, and then you've heard tonight, right?
Yeah. Can you feel like it's Snoop Dogg Doggy Style?
What did you say?
Yeah, I mean, you do it well, and the audience ate it up. Now, how does that make you feel that the audience really gets into all the songs you guys do?
I feel great because for me, as a composer, I was actually a pretty serious composer, and then the reason I decided to do this was to sort of get out of this weird cultural, cultish idea of, oh, okay, this kind of music is concert music, this is art, this has to be a certain way, everything else is like pop music, it's not good enough. I don't believe that at all. I believe that if you think about the emergence of jazz and how the language of jazz evolved so complex now compared to its origin of Dixieland or, you know, just big band jazz to bebop, it changes a lot, you know? So I feel that it is natural for human beings to develop systems, and it would be better if there's some sort of rigorous thinking behind it. So I'm using classical techniques as a means to develop a system that can make pop music really interesting. So,
now, when you finish a piece, how do you know when it's complete, when it's finished, when it's ready to, okay, we're ready to debut it?
That's a very hard question. I just kind of know, as if, you know, how much you ate. Like, you know, if you eat a lot, you can stop. It's the same kind of thing. You know, you go to the bathroom, you stop. That's the same kind of question.
Dude, what makes you laugh?
A lot of things, but like...
it's one.
Well, I think that it's... Let me tell you what makes me sad. What makes me sad is this idea that a person can be only a certain way because they are in certain socioeconomical class or some certain body inside of certain body. I don't believe that at all, and that makes me really sad and upset. And this ensemble is actually my answer to all these sort of questions that I've had.
Right.
So.
It's interesting you should say that because even with, like, say, the race issue, I mean, yeah, because you're a certain race, you can't, let's say, date this other person because of this, but if you connect on a deep level, I feel, what's the problem?
Exactly.
With your music.
Exactly, yeah. Because we're the same species, you're human beings. So.
Now, you also dedicated this album to 2 people.
It's my mother and longtime family friend, who is basically like my grandfather. They both passed this year. So, yeah.
Now, the name Golden Fetus, where did that come from?
Well, that's
another long question.
It's not a long question. It's actually, I used to live at a Zen temple, cross-training in Taoist meditation and Zen meditation for 7 years under a teacher. And then you do this breathing meditation And if you breathe regularly, and eventually you develop this like ball of energy, and they call it golden fetus. So.
Have we not learned a lot here on this interview? I bet we asked you questions you haven't been asked before.
Indeed.
Now, give us the address to the website where they can get in contact with you, Twitter, Facebook.
Of course. We are at miknawooj.com. That is MIKNAWOOJ.com. And we're on Facebook, Ensemble Miknawooj, Facebook.com/Ensemble Miknawooj, all one word. So.
You guys, listen to the music. I'm serious. It is just, as I said, I listened to one song 20 times before I came here. Sorry about the other songs, but We Conquer. That is like my song. So, JooWan, brother, thank you for the time, man. Okay.